At exactly 3:12 p.m., time forgot how to move. The wind held its breath. Leaves hung in the air like painted decorations, and the swings were frozen mid-dark. Even the birds were stuck, tiny statues against the golden sky. Everything was perfectly still. Except for me, Maya. I could still walk, still breathe, still wonder what on earth was happening. Still, in the eerie silence, a new sound emerged, faint but clear. Only one sound remained, a tiny music box, still playing its delicate tune from a park bench. It was a little brass box with a star engraved on the lid. Its melody was the only thing in the whole world that hadn't stopped, and one more thing was moving. My cat, Patcher, zipped carefully through the frozen world, his grey fur brushing against the still air. It was strange. Wherever his paws touched the ground, time seemed to ripple slightly, like a stone dropping into a calm pond. He padded over to the music box, his tail twitching. The melody it played was so familiar, it matched the school bell most. I looked up at the school clock tower, its hands frozen at 3:12. The music box melody was the same, but not quite. Something was off. I looked closer at the music box's cylinder. 3 notes out of place. 3 little pins were just slightly wrong, throwing the entire melody into disarray. It felt like a puzzle, a test. I had 3 chances to set them right. With a deep breath, I reached out. I turned the first pin. Time breathed. Just for a second, a single leaf fluttered down an inch, and a swing creaked. A tiny shockwave, like heat haze, shimmered around the music box before everything froze again. We were getting somewhere, but as soon as that flicker of life appeared, a shadow stretched across the playground. It was long and unnaturally dark, creeping towards us. It felt wrong. It felt like something didn't want time to resume. Patches and I stood our ground, small but brave against the encroaching darkness. Suddenly, a memory surfaced, a story my grandma once told me, when I was your age, she'd said, her voice warm and kind. Time paused for me. 2. I remembered a picture in her scrapbook, Grandma as a little girl, holding a very similar music box. Her story gave me courage. I turned to the music box and adjusted the second pin. It clicked into place. Laughter returned only for a heartbeat. The frozen kids around me blurred with motion. A tossed ball hung in the air for a split second longer before freezing again. Soft rings, like sound waves, pulsed from the music box. The progress angered the shadow. It grew taller, forming a shape, and a voice echoed in my head, not with sound, but with feeling. It offered a trade. Keep this perfect, peaceful, quiet, or face the noisy, messy chaos of living. For a moment, the quiet was tempting. No shouting, no sirens, just peace. But then I thought of laughter, of my friends' voices, the birds singing, the noisy, beautiful chaos of life. I looked at the shadow. I chose the noise. My hand was steady as I reached for the last pin. A warm, golden light pushed back against the darkness. Coming from me, from my choice. Click, the world exhaled. In a glorious burst, everything started again. Swings swung high, birds finished their flight, and the air filled with the happy sounds of the playground. The music box lid snapped shut. Life was noisy and bright and wonderful again. And no one noticed what had happened. No one seemed to realize they'd been living in a photograph for a few minutes. Well, almost no one. Across the playground, I saw my grandma. She caught my eye and gave me a small, knowing smile. Patches sitting beside her blinked slowly. They knew. I picked up the little brass box and slipped it into my pocket. Its weight was comforting. I learned something important that day. Quiet is a treasure you carry with you, a peaceful moment you can hold on to. It's not a prison you have to live in. Thank you so much for joining me on this little adventure. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories. And let me know in the comments, if time paused for you, what noise would you miss the most? See you next time.